All right, ladies and gentlemen, today is August 10th, 2017. I am Darkside Phil. Welcome to Hate Live, the first Hate Live podcast in over 2 months. The last one I did was actually just before E3, I believe, right? Wasn't it? Or no, you know what? Wasn't it actually the week of E3? So you know what? It's been about exactly 2 months since I did a podcast. And my goal is to kind of do a podcast every month. However, let's be honest here. The month of July 2017 was incredibly slow. And we all know this during the summertime months. There's really not a hell of a lot going on in the realm of gaming. Usually it's just kind of a downtime month where I try to cram in a bunch of kind of filler playthroughs and keep you guys occupied when there's no new releases coming out. Why game publishers, developers don't release games during the summer when a lot of people are off of school and work and at home and wanting to play games, I have no idea. I'm sure they do market research that tells them all kinds of bullshit that fluffs their egos and makes them think that they're doing the right thing. In my opinion, if there were 1 or 2 great AAA games that were released during the summer, they'd be huge sellers. I'm just saying, but whatever. I guess since I'm not in charge, I can't make those kinds of decisions, right? So, because the summer was so slow, I was like, why am I going to do a podcast when we really have nothing to talk about? Let's wait until there's something to talk about. Incidentally, folks, we've got a ton to talk about on today's podcast. In fact, this is the first time I've ever done this. I have so much I want to talk about on today's Hate Live. I actually made an agenda. I typed it up and printed it out for this podcast so I can go bullet point by bullet point through it and not miss out on anything that I want to talk about. I've never done this. Sometimes I wrote notes. I've never done a bulleted agenda for Hate Live before, but I want to be sure to cover all the stuff I want to cover. Now, the way it's going to be is I'm going to break the show up into segments. This very first segment is going to be the intro, and then I'm going to do a summer recap where I talk about all the games that I played during the course of the summer and what I liked and disliked, my favorites, and some things that are actually going to lead as a result of the games that I covered during summer, because there were some games that people were like, oh, you're going to keep playing this or that. Will you do this in the future as a result of this thing you did during the summer, etc. So I'm going to talk about all that here on the podcast in the intro segment, okay? Then, the next segment is going to be current events. I'm going to be talking about several gaming news stories. I believe I actually have 3 gaming news stories and 1 world news story that I want to discuss. And I'll be looking for actual live reactions in the stream chat to people, as they're watching and listening to this current event to see what they have to say as well. There's actually one thing in particular in regards to my schedule coming up, because this coming weekend, I don't have no idea what I'm going to be playing, because all the games I had scheduled, I thought were going to run longer than they did, and it looks like I'm going to wrap up all the games that I'm playing as of tonight. Therefore, I have no freaking clue what I'm going to be playing this weekend, and what I'd like to do is kind of talk to my direct viewing audience here in the stream chat and ask them, gee, what are your what's your take, what's your input on what I should be playing this weekend? Because I don't know what to play at this point, and I want to be sure that I'm doing something that's going to bring, sorry, my phone's vibrating, I'm trying to get it to stop this, and what the fuck is going on? My phone's going nuts, and it's pissing me off at this point. Alright, I'm totally trying to close it here, so it'll stop bothering me. Just want to make sure I didn't miss any important thing. No, I didn't miss anything. Okay. Sorry, glad I got that out of the way before it started vibrating and, bothering us during the course of the podcast. Okay, so, I don't know what I'm playing this weekend. I got tons of ideas, and we'll talk about those, but I want to see directly what people say in the stream chat while we're doing this live and see if we can determine exactly what I should play this coming weekend, okay? In addition to all of that, folks, there's going to be a third segment. The third segment is going to be the big fall gaming preview. What I mean by that is that we're going to be talking about all the releases that have been scheduled for the rest of the year that I'm interested in. I've actually got a list of all those game releases right here that we're going to go through one by one. I'll talk a little bit about the games and tell you, I'm interested in them and stuff like that. I'll obviously see what people have to say. Maybe I miss out on some. I don't know. So, going to be interesting to talk about that. That's going to be a big segment going through all the different games. And then at the end of the show, I want to do a Q&A segment with the stream chat. Because I wanted to do that on the last Hate Live, and I didn't get to do it because we ran long. The good news is, ladies and gentlemen, that I have prepared tons of time for this. Right now it's 1:37 p.m. my time. I can go long. I could go to like 4:30, 5 o'clock if I need to. I mean, the only thing I'm worried about is my voice isn't going to hold out because my voice is still hoarse from the summer months, from the allergies and everything I've had. However, it is getting better. You can hear that my voice does sound better. I'm just nervous that over the course of the podcast, it's going to get worn out. So what I'm going to do, between each of these segments, I'm going to take a break, like a 10-minute break, and I'm going to split the video. So if you're watching this on YouTube, Hate Live is going to be several parts. It's not just going to be one long-ass video of 3 hours or whatever. It's going to be like segments. You can just watch the segments you want to watch. I think this is something that I should have done a long time ago, okay? So there you go, folks. So, there you have it. That's what we're going to be doing on Hate Live. I see a couple people have cheered. Atlas Telemon did a 20-bit cheer. He says, Hate Live on Twitch is going to be super interactive. I love the t-shirt. Yes, this is one of the new t-shirt designs you can get on my Teespring shop. I think it's called Manga DSP. Me posing looking a manga style, right? Doesn't mean anything. The text is just gibberish, but it looks cool, and that's why, you know, I love the shirt. I ordered it right away when I saw the design. I really like it, so figured this would be a cool time to show it off on the podcast. Shout out to Try Me Mr. Honeybun, who did a 101-bit cheer and said, do you have any plans to play Call of Duty World War II when it comes out? And have you checked out the Danganronpa anime? Why don't we save those kind of questions for the whole segment that's going to discuss the games I'm playing in the fall? But no, I have not checked out the Danganronpa anime. And shout out to Sora Satoshi, who just subscribed to the channel for the 8th month in a row and said, Phil, you're great. Much love. Love to all the ideas. All right. Then without further ado, folks, let's get started. All right, with the segments, since we got so much to cover on today's podcast. And yes, if you do cheer, sub, or tip me during the course of today's stream, you'll get the pop-up, as you saw, and I will be giving you a shout-out during the stream. All right? Okay, so first of all, let's talk a little bit about the summer. All right, this summer was kind of very uncertain. I didn't know what I was going to do. Honestly, I didn't know if I was going to make it through the summer. And the reason I say that is because, as you know, this year, things are a lot different than they ever were. I'm not just doing YouTube videos anymore. I have to basically focus mainly on streaming because YouTube video profitability tanked back in February and March because YouTube fucked up, made everything automated, and all the advertisers left the website. So my efforts have completely redoubled and changed to be more stream focused than anything else. But I didn't know if during the course of the summertime, with no new releases coming out, would I be able to maintain the level that I was doing previously? There's good news and bad news here, folks. The good news is this. During the summer months this year, things went pretty well. I played games that people had wanted to see for a long time, including games like Red Dead Redemption and its expansion Undead Nightmare. A second run with a legit build through Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. I never played the Scholar of the First Sin version, but I played the original game. People really wanted to see me replay it. I replayed Crash Bandicoot 1, and then I played Crash Bandicoot 3 in the n-sane trilogy that was released. And that's, of course, just a few things. There are many other things that I did during the summer. Episodic games, fighting games. I played a lot of Ultra Street Fighter 2 during the summer. And that kind of stuff. So the good news here, ladies and gentlemen, is that even though the summer months there was literally nothing, I mean, since E3 ended, there were almost no new releases, nothing to cover, nothing like that. It was me all doing downtime stuff. Stream viewership remained good, okay? Followers here on Twitch, if you guys haven't noticed, went way up. I got a lot of new people following me here on Twitch, and I get the feeling that once I start playing the AAA new releases coming out this fall, you're going to see stream attendance start going way up on a daily basis, that there's a lot of people who found me over the summer and were like, wow, this guy's cool, but I'll come back when he's playing new hot games that I want to see. So you're probably going to see stream attendance get really good during the fall, and I'm excited about that. If you take a look at my followers, at the beginning of the summer, so we're talking like May, June, I was only at like 30 to 35,000 followers. I'm now up to over 42,000 and growing on a daily basis. That's a great thing. I'm actually seeing legit growth on Twitch. that's cool, because on YouTube, I haven't seen growth in years. YouTube has become a toxic, just disgusting place, honestly. People are only there to troll and be nasty and basically tear people down. YouTube used to be a place where people went for fun and positivity. Now they go there just to be negative and to be toxic assholes. And it's so gross that that's what the website has become. Now, not to say that I don't understand that I've got longtime viewers who still watch my videos on YouTube, but I made it abundantly clear a few months ago, I'm not going to read YouTube comments anymore. There's no fucking reason to. And my focus has to be here on Twitch, where there's growth and positivity versus just negativity and nastiness and just a place that I really don't want to be, honestly. So, that being said, Twitch has been great over the summer, all right? It has. I've seen people, you know, subbing to the channel and coming out and contributing with cheers and tips, which is great. Maintained the levels that I needed to keep going, which is awesome, because that was my fears that, oh, it's the summer, and I watched Twitch tank completely, right? And now I can't afford my bills. That's not what happened. Actually, it was quite the opposite. People came out and rallied, especially when my DSP gaming channel was in jeopardy of being shut down due to 2 false copyright strikes and an erroneous copyright strike from Atlas. People rallied and supported me, and I'm still here because of that, and that's freaking awesome. So I want to say thank you to all of you who were around for this summer, despite the fact there were no big new releases. And thank you for the support on a daily basis. You're the reason I'm still here. I mean, I really didn't know if I was going to get through the summer and get to the hardcore gaming season. It looks like we're in the clear, so that's pretty awesome, okay? Shout out to Atlas Telemon, who did a 50-bit cheer. He says, for the old school fans, hashtag DS Positivity. Shout out to That Anonymous, who did a 10-bit cheer. And he said, glad to rally behind your content. And shout out to Turbo Cricket, who just subscribed to the channel. See what I mean? This is the kind of awesome positivity and support that's keeping me here. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much, all right? However, sadly, it's not all good news. Because as everything was good on Twitch, honestly, things on YouTube when it came to people watching the videos and everything were also good. If you actually take a look at my YouTube performance, it actually stayed about level. Typically in the summer, it always goes down a little bit because there's no new releases. But this year, you know, for June, July, now into August, it's kind of remaining about level. It went down a little bit in July, but, you know, now it's kind of leveling out. Guess what? Great views on YouTube. Everything's good. I made 1/3 less than I usually do on YouTube in the month of July. But Phil, if you said that you did good and the views were good, why would you make 1/3 less? Not your fault, not my fault, YouTube's fault. Because YouTube can't sell ad space. They lost all their major advertisers, and therefore they had no one to really advertise in the summer. You might have noticed, if you were watching my videos and a lot of other people's videos as well, there weren't a lot of ads going around. A lot of people were saying, gee, I'm watching all these videos on YouTube. There's no advertisements on any of them. Because YouTube didn't sell any ad space. They couldn't get advertisers to come in anymore because the fucking website's failing. So everyone made tons less money in the summer. It's ridiculously stupid. You'll work your ass off. You get the same amount of performance as you did in May and June, but July, you make 1/3 less money. What the fuck? That's why YouTube sucks, and that's why it's like this, right? Now, hopefully, what you got to hope for is that coming in August now, the second half of August, as we're about to talk about in one of the upcoming segments, has tons of new game releases. I mean, just this month, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 6 major releases within a 2-week period. So, hopefully, things will pick up and people will come to watch the new stuff, and I'll get a spike that'll make up for the loss that I got last month. And then, of course, September, October, November, we've got tons of new releases. So, hopefully, I'll get that increase that'll make up for that loss. But it's ridiculous. It really is that you work your ass off, same level of performance every month. One month you make this much, then you make this much, then you make this much, then you make this much, because they can't sell ad space because they're fucking suck. But YouTube is so worried about all the other shit in their company. People writing internal fucking memos about women and shit. That's the important thing to Google, is that someone wrote an internal memo that might insult our female coworkers, so we're gonna fire this guy and cause tons of controversy on the internet rather than making our fucking company operate. That's more important to them. The internal fucking bullshit memo no one fucking gives a fuck about, and we'll worry about that rather than actually making our company fucking work. Gee, I wonder why they fucking lose money and they lose all their advertisers and the website constantly falls the fuck apart. I wonder why. Look at their fucking priorities and their management structure and what they're focusing on. I think you can figure it out. All right. Got a few more shout outs. Someone's doing silly stuff, calling themselves Light Side Phil and joking around. Thank you for the tips or the cheers, but I'm not going to go here and read all your messages. Bernie Lomax did a 10-bit cheer. Thank you, Bernie Lomax. And Atlas Telemon did a 50-bit cheer. He says, would you like to know what kind of ads people around the world see when they watch your videos? I can keep track and send it to you from Amsterdam. Hey, that would be some good research, right? Yeah, if you could see what kind of ads you actually get when you watch my videos, I'd love to talk about that. Maybe a future segment on Hate Live. Talk about, here's what, different regions of the world, here's what people see. And see, gee, is YouTube doing their job? Are they selling ad space in different places or what, right? Yeah, sure, that would be a good idea. Okay. So anyway, folks, all that, the summer's almost over, right? In regards to, yes, the summer technically doesn't end until, like, late September. However, the summer gaming season is almost over because the new releases are about to start hitting next week. So again, I want to say thank everyone for the great amount of support that you gave me during the summer months. Let's talk a little bit about that. What did I do this summer? Well, as I said, first of all, I got to play Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead Redemption's Undead Nightmare expansion. I'm glad I got to do that because that's a game that I only played once. Never went back to it all the years I've been doing YouTube, right? Never went back to it, right? Never had a chance to go back to it or really play it again. And now it made sense because Red Dead Redemption's sequel is coming out next year. So it was great to refresh myself on that gameplay. If anything, the one thing I could say about it, it certainly seemed easier to me. Maybe because now, when I started back in the day when I was playing games, if you keep in mind, Red Dead Redemption came out within the first 2 years that I was playing games on YouTube. Now I've got so much gameplay and experience under my belt that to me the game just seemed really easy. And I don't remember it being that easy the first time that I played it. But again, that could very much well be because I have more experience under my belt. But a lot of people during the playthrough were saying the game just actually is an easier game than a lot of the other Rockstar games. So, I had fun playing it, and the one thing that was lingering from that playthrough is that people kept asking me, Phil, are you going to go back and do more Red Dead Redemption online play? Like, are you going to try to do Suicide Kings again and all of that? The answer, quite frankly, is no. There really isn't any reason to. Number one, because I've actually heard the online play of Red Dead Redemption has become horribly broken, that people hacked the fuck out of it, and now it's, like, just really bad. But number two, I basically beat that dead horse. Like, when I was doing Suicide Kings stuff back in the day, I really looked everywhere I could find in Red Dead Redemption. And I really did the funniest thing, driving the stagecoach off of the waterfall, jumping from the top of the northern mountains, I did pretty much the funniest stuff I could find, and I don't think there's anything left that I haven't done that would be any more funny than what I did that first time. However, in Red Dead Redemption 2, if they decide to have an open sandbox online experience like Red Dead Redemption 1 had, I would very much like to do that kind of thing again. But everyone's questioning whether they're going to do it or if it's going to be way more limited like Grand Theft Auto 5's online play was. So, I don't know. We'll see, but at this point, no. There's no point on doing another Suicide Kings when I pretty much did it the best that I could possibly do back when I played Red Dead Redemption 1 the first time. Shout out to Golden Colts, who did a 50-bit cheer. And shout out to Salt Factory, who did a 10-bit cheer. And he says, I see your YouTube channel has a lot of negativity. Doesn't every YouTube channel have haters? Yes, they do. The problem is my detractors, haters, whatever you want to call them, have basically made a series of videos where they look at my comments for the most toxic ones and they put it in videos. So now you got people who purposely just come to my videos to say the stupidest shit in the comments so they could get in a video and get famous and popular for 5 seconds. They're basically the biggest losers on the planet, because if really the only attention you get in your life is to leave a nasty comment on someone's video, so by chance someone else may capture that comment and put it in their fucking video, you're a fucking waste of life. But there's nothing I can do about it. So, all I can do is turn off comments completely, because I don't read them. But a lot of people have said don't do that. They like the comments, so whatever. At this point, I don't give a shit. All right. So that was Red Dead Redemption. I also played Crash, if you remember. Crash Bandicoot. I played 1 and 3. I didn't play 2. Now you might say, well, why didn't Phil play 2? Well, I just played Crash Bandicoot 2 last year before this Insane Trilogy came out. I didn't want to replay the one I just played. Crash Bandicoot 3 I had never played. Crash Bandicoot 1 I played 2 years ago. So at least playing those made sense, right? Will I ever play Crash Bandicoot 2 from the Insane Trilogy? It's possible, but I don't want to definitively tell you yes, because I don't know. I mean, I own the trilogy. At any point, I could get it. I'm probably going to delete it now from my hard drive to make space for all these new upcoming games. I could re-get it at any time and play 2. But does anyone really want to see me do 2? The thing is, when I played Crash Bandicoot 2 a year ago, I did a completionist run. I got all the gems. I did all the secrets. I did 100% run of that game. So do you really want to see me go back and do it again? I don't really think it would make sense. So in that regard, more than likely, I probably will not be doing Crash Bandicoot 2 again, because I did do that completionist run the first time I played it, all right? Now let's talk about the big one, the one that was basically the most popular thing I did all summer, the thing that also took the most time during the summer, which would be Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. So, I really enjoyed replaying this game for multiple reasons. Number one, because now, going back to it, having experience, having played Bloodborne, having played Dark Souls 3 and its DLCs, having gone back and replayed Dark Souls 1, to now go back and play Dark Souls 2 again with all that knowledge and experience under my belt, it was a totally different experience than the first time that I played the game, for sure. It felt like I was playing, you know, it did seem easier to me to play it this time, although Scholar of the First Sin did have certain areas like the Iron Keep that were way harder than the original Dark Souls 2. Now, I did a build that was crazy. I was power stance dual wielding maces and rapiers. Oh my god, did that make you incredibly overpowered in this freaking game. Seriously, like, I was a dynamo. I was just destroying everything in the freaking game. And that was fun, but at the same time, I was kind of a glass cannon for a lot of the playthrough. Because, if you remember, in my original run, I was doing, you know, Dick Lightning Spears, but also I had shields and I had more armor and stuff on. This time around, until more than halfway through my playthrough, I was taking tons of damage with each hit. So it became more like playing Bloodborne, where I had to dodge everything and then counter hit. I really enjoyed playing it, and of course, I went through all the DLCs and everything. It was a lot of fun doing it. But as I was doing this, alright, people, of course, started requesting other things. Phil, are you going to go back and play Dark Souls 3 again? Phil, are you going to go back? Are you going to play Demon Souls again? But I think the one that I actually heard the most during the course of my playthrough is, Phil, are you going to go back and play Bloodborne again and replay the Old Hunters DLC, which you quit on the first time around because you basically got fooled into playing it on New Game Plus by a bunch of assholes. And because of that, the game was artificially way more hard than you were ready for. So much so I couldn't even beat the first boss in the DLC, and I quit it. I said, fuck this. I'd rather play... At that time, I remember, I was like, I'd rather play Fallout 4, which is the new release that I'm still covering, than play this fucking DLC that's way too hard now. So, that being said, here's the deal, and this is the truth of the matter. I think I will replay Bloodborne. I think the way I'm going to tackle it is kind of the way that I tackled Scholar of the First Sin. I'm going to play the whole game from start to finish again as a fresh run. And when I'm doing that, I'll unlock the Old Hunters DLC whenever it becomes available during the playthrough. I'll play it during the playthrough. So that way, anything that I get from the DLC, items, abilities, or whatever, will help me in my actual regular playthrough of the game. Also, this time, I will not grind. If you remember when I played Bloodborne originally, I was grinding every single night so that I would have tons of experience and come back overpowered. I'm not going to do that in this run. I'm going to try to play it way more legitimately than my first run where I grinded like crazy. So, yes, I'm going to be doing that. When am I going to be doing it? Probably at one of two time frames in 2018. Either January, when typically there is nothing going on. I mean, January is usually one of the slowest months of the year. for gaming. So either January, if you remember, that's when I did my redemption run for Dark Souls 1 this year, or I will do it in the summer, like I did with the Scholar of the First Sin run this year. I think those are the two time frames that make sense to do it, considering the length of Bloodborne, plus I'll be doing a major DLC. It's going to be something that's going to take a couple weeks. That's how I think I'm going to tackle it, okay? So, for those who've been dying to see me replay Bloodborne and finally do the Old Hunters DLC, you're going to get your wish, alright? But you just got to wait. You got to be a little patient. It's either going to be early or mid-2018 when that's going to come to fruition, alright? Got a cheer here. Try Me Mr. Honeybun did a 25-bit cheer and apparently says that he too owed me in Killer Instinct and Street Fighter 4, and I called him a waste of life and an idiot. What? Dude, first of all, I haven't played Killer Instinct or Street Fighter 4 in years. If you're still holding a grudge because you might have beaten me in a match and I insulted you in my video, you gotta learn to let go. Like, seriously, if you're still holding a grudge over that, there's still people who, like, in fucking 2007, I played them in Street Fighter 4, and they're still angry about it. It's like, you gotta learn to let go, dude. But, you know, the bottom line is no one should get angry over stuff that I say when I'm playing fighting games and or the commentary of my fighting game videos. A lot of that stuff's overblown on purpose. It's meant to be something that's entertaining. It's meant to be over the top. Yeah, some of it is actually based in real life rage. Like, I'll be honest, when I play Ultra Street Fighter 2 and the match is so fucking terribly laggy and I lose to some garbage fireball spamming Akuma, the rage is real. But if I say something ridiculously inflammatory after it, that's not real. That's me just kind of throwing bullshit out there for the sake of expending my rage and, you know, entertainment value. No, you're not a waste of life because you beat me in Killer Instinct. You know what I mean? Like, I can't believe people, if this is serious, I don't know if he's joking or not. If he's serious, like, dude, are you for real? It's what, 4 or 5 years ago? And you come back 5 years on a stream and you do a 25-bit cheer and you want an apology for something that I said 5 years ago in a video? Let go and move on is the only advice I can tell you, because if you're still holding a grudge after 5 years for like a match or two that I played, you got problems. All right, that's it for the first segment of the Hate Live podcast. What I'm going to do now is take a break. If you're watching here live on stream, take a 5-10 minute break. I'll be back. And the second segment, FYI, is going to be the current events segment, where I'm going to be talking about gaming news as well as world news. I have 3 major gaming news stories, 1 world news story, and I want to talk a little bit about my upcoming schedule in this upcoming segment. Okay? If you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to split the video, so it's going to be a separate video you can check out. All right? Thanks, everyone, so far for your support during the podcast, and I will see you in a few minutes for the second segment. I'll be right back. See you then.